much more reliable for you to use your own information as to the quantity of manure that's produced every year. We then have the equipment sheet. This refers to your manure application equipment. Here, for instance, they have a tanker injection, tanker with surface application. You look this up in a drop-down list. You put in some information on its capacity, minimum application rate, etc. The final sheet is the big one, and that's where you plan manure field applications for the length of the plan. The top part of this sheet is the manure storage. It shows your different manure facilities and how much you should have in storage at any one time. When you get the numbers in red, it means that your storage facility is overflowing, that you've exceeded storage capacity. And we see a lot of red because the plan has not yet been developed. In the next panel is where we have our field status. So if you would scroll down through this, all your fields, you'll find all your fields listed and the subfields. The third panel, the bottom panel, is for manure applications. So that is where you tell it where the manure will be applied, application equipment, etc. You can get it to calculate what your rate of application will be based on the criteria that you select from this list. It might be based on nitrogen need of the crop. It might be based on phosphorus need or some variation of these. Maybe phosphorus removal over a 4-year period, for instance, but limited so you do not exceed the nitrogen need of the crop. So here what has happened is that they've selected the manure storage facility for the grower finish pit. And they've said to apply manure to the Johnson 80, the north 20 acres. And they're going to use the tanker inject as the application equipment. The rate of application has been calculated and the total number of loads has been given. And so it then will, if we would scroll to the right, which we can't do here, we would see the acres covered, how much is applied, what the nitrogen application is, etc., the nitrogen availability. And that we see here by jumping to the next slide. So it says that the manure is going to supply 116 pounds of nitrogen. Well, the field apparently needed 145, so we have a deficit of 29 pounds. It's putting on 145 pounds of available phosphate, which is well in excess of what we need. And it tells us how much potassium is being put on as well. In this sample plan, the manure has been allocated for all the plan years. It started in 2002. Before we saw all of these numbers were red. Now they're green. Some are in bold in the top panel. This is showing where we're taking manure out and applying it. And so we have everything entered for the plan of 2002 through 2005. We then went to go to tools, this tab at the bottom. The first thing to do is to check the plan's completeness to make sure everything is done right. And it does a good job of checking. It tells you where corrections are needed, and you can go in and make those corrections. Once everything is correct, you can get it to give you reports, such as the annual field nutrient needs, which is this report telling you information for each field and subfield and what the nutrient requirement is. You can get this figure as another example, one of many possibilities, showing the number of miles that need to be driven to do the planned manure applications according to your plan for each month and each year. The manure application planning calendar is potentially very useful. It tells you where the manure is to be applied, to what crop, what rate, which month. Two other tools that are available with this are two document generators specific for Nebraska. So if you would click on the Nebraska AMUP document maker, for instance, it would give you a Word document where much of the information you've entered has been reproduced in Word, in a Word document, tables, text, etc. And you can go in it and edit it and easily produce an annual nutrient management plan. If you're developing a permit application or renewing your permit application, you may want a strategic nutrient management plan that covers several years. In that case, you'd use the Nebraska CNMP document generator. And again, it produces a Word document and that you can easily edit and complete the longer-term management plan. You can export the data to DBase if you want to, or to gain access to the database. Most people probably would not use this, and that covers what I have for you. Again, the help menu is very useful. You can go into it when you're on any of these different worksheets, and it's got good instructions on, how to do things. With that, I'll end, and thank you for your time.